So the most requested pattern from last video is this pattern right here. It's pattern number 6. Now I'm really excited to show you how to design this pattern because it has a festive vibe to it. If you are interested in incorporating any of these sorts of patterns into the products that you already have, or if you want to learn how to make these boxes, this will be an upcoming video. I really like this because it's got rounded edges and you don't have the finger joints cut out, but you can quite easily take out any of these patterns or designs. Again, like we've got in here, we've got the deer in the trees. You can take this out and take one of these panels and replace the deer and trees with this pattern and make it a festive product. So it's nice and simple to do. I don't know if it's the same for you guys wherever you are in the world, but here in the UK, people were going wild for parcels that were LED lit. They're very, very simple to do. It's basically a box with a pattern on with LEDs inside, and it had a ribbon wrapped around it. The ones that my wife purchased last year, they were mains powered, but there's no reason why you couldn't put a battery powered LED in here, and they look fantastic underneath the Christmas tree. So personally, I think it's a bit too early to start talking about Christmas stuff, but at the end of the day, you guys chose this pattern, and this pattern gives me a festive vibe. So do some of the other patterns that are in my pattern packs on Etsy. If you're interested in the pattern packs that I have available and the other bits and pieces that I have on Etsy, I will leave a link in the description to my Etsy shop. But for now, let's get into the design side of this video. Okay, so first things first, we need to start off with a triangle. I'm just going to bring this down to the right hand corner. As usual, we're going to go across to the polygon tool. Get a clear workspace. We're going to hold Control Shift and click and drag out a polygon. I'm going to put that onto a red layer. Then we need to come down to the bottom here. Let me just move my face out of the way, to Shape Properties. If you haven't got it open, we need to go to Window at the top, and then you'll get a drop down menu, and then you just need to make sure that Shape Properties is selected. We need to go to Shape Properties, make sure that the polygon that we've just drawn is selected, and at the bottom here you can see that size is set to 6. We need to bring that down to 3 to get our triangle. We then need to make our triangle 50mm wide, so just type in 50. Make sure that this padlock is closed to keep the aspect ratio the same. Then we need to go to the polygon tool again, hold Control and Shift and drag out another polygon. Then come across to the select tool and hold Control and move this so the points are vertical. Then this time we're going to go to a T1 layer, so we need to make sure that the polygon is selected to T1. And then we need to make the height 16mm. Again, keep that padlock closed and press enter. Then we're going to bring this polygon to the center of the triangle. Make sure that it snaps with the crosshair. From there, what we're going to do is take the pencil or draw tool, select the green layer, and we're going to start off with this bottom point. We're just going to click where it snaps at the bottom, and then we're going to snap it to the outside left corner, click so it's snapped to it. Now from here we need to hold Shift, and that will keep it perfectly vertical. And because it's not going to snap to the side of the triangle here, you see it just moves past the edge of the triangle, we just want to line this vertical line up as close as possible. When you get this indicator from the cursor to a horizontal line with a squiggle through it, we're just going to click, and then we just want to press escape to come out. From there, what we're going to do is just come to this right hand corner and click, and we're going to hold Shift and bring that vertical as well. And again, when the cursor has switched to the horizontal line with a squiggle through it, just click with your mouse and then hit escape to exit out of the pen tool. From there, we're just going to highlight everything, hold Control and select the rotate icon. We're just going to move it around until our triangle is pointing vertically again, and then we're just going to do the same thing another 2 times. So we need to come across to the pen tool, go to the bottom of the polygon, click, then drag it to the left hand corner and click, and we're going to hold shift again, and we're just going to drag this up vertically, and same again, when the cursor changes to a horizontal line with a squiggle through it, just click and then press escape. Same again on the right side, click when the crosshair is on that right hand corner of the polygon, hold shift and bring it vertically, and make sure that the cursor has changed to a horizontal line with a squiggle through it. Just make sure that they are touching as well, because it is still a horizontal line here, but the green line is not married up with the red line. And then just click again, press escape, and then we've got to do it one more time. So go to the select tool, select everything, rotate it until it's vertical again, go to the pen tool. Then again, we're going to work from the bottom of the polygon, wait for the crosshair and click, go to the left hand corner of the polygon and click again, then hold shift and intersect that green and that red line, wait for the horizontal line with the squiggle through it, press escape, and then we're going to do the same thing on the right hand corner of the polygon again. So wait for the crosshair, hold shift and drag it up, wait for it to intersect, click again, press escape, and then we're going to go from the bottom left hand corner of the triangle. I'm going to click and drag that to the opposite side of the polygon. Again, wait for the crosshair to come on your screen and click, press escape, and then do the same to the right hand corner, wait for the crosshair and click, drag it to the opposite side of the polygon, wait for the crosshair and click again, press escape to come out of it, and then this last one slightly different. We're going to go from the top of the triangle, wait for the crosshair and click, and we're going to drag this one all the way down to the bottom of the triangle, and you see where the cursor has now gone to a line with a circle through it. We're just going to click, press escape, and then we now have the groundwork done for our triangle. Just double check to make sure that's right. Just quickly, what we're going to do is just go to the cuts and layers window. We're going to go to the show bars and just take off everything other than the T1 layer. And we're just going to select that polygon that we drew before, because it was just a guideline, and just select delete, and then just turn the layers back on. From here, it's just going to be the same as the last videos. We're going to select everything, hold Control and press D to make a duplicate, bring it over to the side, and then we're going to wait for this crosshair to appear on the left hand corner, and we're going to drag and snap it to the other corner. And then we're going to make another duplicate again by holding Control and pressing D, bring it out of the way, and then we're going to flip this vertically with the mirror selection tool at the top of the screen. Just select that, that's going to invert our image. And we're going to do the same, we're just going to wait for this crosshair to appear on the bottom triangular point, and we're just going to drag that down till it snaps in between the other two triangles. We're now going to select that half hexagon. We're going to make a duplicate copy, so again, hold Control and press D, drag it down, then we're going to flip this using the same tool as before, go to the center, wait for the crosshair, click and drag it to the center of the other. And there we have our hexagon pattern ready to make a grid. Then same again, what we're going to do is make a duplicate, so hold Control and press D, bring it off to one side, select a corner and drag and snap that to the other hexagon. And we're going to continue to do this making duplicate copies and just nesting them within one another. And again, you can make this as big or as small as what you need to suit your own project. I'm just going to do one more, snap that together. Then for the final step, we're just going to go to the cuts and layers window, go to the red layer and turn that off so we only have the green layer on our screen. And then we're going to go to the offset tool on the left hand side, and I'm just going to make that 1.5. Make sure that the direction is selected to both, the corner style is selected to corner, and the options, we want to select the resultant objects afterwards, and then we want to select the delete original objects, and that's going to get rid of the lines that we had before. I'm actually going to make this 1mm and then select OK. Then from here we go into the cuts and layers window again, go to show, bring the red layer back, then click on the show button on the green layer to get rid of that off of our screen. Then we're going to select that whole red layer on our page, and we're going to do the same thing. So go to the offset shapes, same thing as before, make sure that the direction is selected to both, make sure that the corner style is selected to corner, and the delete original objects is selected as well. Select OK. This time make sure to group the red layer together. Usually the green layer, if we bring that back onto the page and take the red one off for a sec, usually the green layer groups together automatically, but if it's not grouped together on yours, make sure it's grouped before we do the next step. So we're just going to bring back that red layer, then we are going to select all of our grid, go to the Boolean Union tool, which is the second one down in the Boolean tools. Just select that and our grid is now made. I'm just going to double check that against my panel that I made before. So as you can see, we've got the diamond here, we've got our hexagon here, the diamond here, and our snowflake pattern in between. So that's turned out perfect. You can try a couple of different ways of doing that. I was having some issues where this center line through here in the hexagon, it wasn't coming up like this where it's got all the 6 triangles inside. It was just a empty space, so that's why we had to draw from this point here to this corner and up, and then bring this single line down, because for some reason it wasn't offsetting the single lines through this cross section. So that's why I had to do it that way. To make a panel, if you haven't watched the other videos, if we just draw out a rectangle to suit whatever project you're going to be using it on. Again, like I said, if you're creating a panel for something like this, just bring that back in. So if you're creating a panel for something like this, you would measure the panel in which you want to cut out, and then you can make this rectangle the size that you need. And that's the reason why the panel is great, is because it just is expandable to whatever needs you require. So the last thing that we need to do is, once you have set out the panel that you want to cut out, what I like to do is just go to the pen tool, select the center of the grid where you would like your panel to be center of, and then we're just going to draw a X in the center of that, in this case the snowflake, with the draw tool. And then with the panel, we're just going to make sure that that's centered on top of that cross. And once you've done that, we're just going to select both of those lines and just delete that. So then the last thing that we need to do is just cut this panel out of our grid. We need to select both our grid and our panel together. Then just come across to the Boolean subtract tool. If this happens, again, don't worry. Just hold Control and press Z. That will undo that action. And then go to the Boolean subtract tool again, and that will cut our shape out. And again, like the last video, just make sure that it is cutting out the right way. So all of these individual shapes will be cut out and they'll drop out of your panel. If it's the wrong way around, then you'll just be basically left with a panel with a hole in it. I've done it before, it's easily done. Just be careful, just make sure to double check this before sending it across to your laser. And there we have our number 6 pattern. And as usual, I will put out 5 different patterns so you can choose which one you want to see in a fortnight's time. So if you are interested, just make sure to leave a comment in the description to let me know which one you want to see in a fortnight's time. So the next video in this series will be the pattern that is voted on the most. So if you're interested, make sure to get involved. Leave whichever pattern you want to vote on in the comment section of this video. Again, if you're interested in any of my files, I'll leave a link in the description to my Etsy shop. I'll make sure that there is an offer on for these pattern packs, potentially the rest of my shop as well. So make sure to go and check that out if you're interested. Don't go anywhere because 5 more patterns are coming right up. Make sure to vote on which one you want to see next in this series. I'm hoping to be able to get out another couple of videos before then, but everything's been extremely busy just recently. I won't get into it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I shall see you very, very soon. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.